What the hell did I just watch? Why did the little man sound like somebody trying to get the last little bit of Cool Whip out? Never heard of a kiwi before in my life, but I guess it's some type of bird with no arms. Yo, what is up my good people, and welcome back for a brand new video. Real quick before we get right back into it, if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We did it, my good people. We finally hit 3K. Really, I am one happy camper, that's for sure. All the support you guys have been showing me over these past couple weeks since my videos really been taking off, I can't shout out you guys enough, for real. You guys are the real ones for holding it down. Alright, so in this video, we're gonna be doing the usual and just watching some of the most bizarre and creepiest TikToks I could find today. So if that sounds good with you, let's get right back into it. Yeah, I'm sure those people had the biggest adrenaline rush they ever got in their life that day. But yeah, seeing a tornado in real time like that doing some damage, yeah, that's just terrifying.
The government, they consider alien activity to be a bigger threat than nuclear war.
Those nuclear warheads have been disarmed by aliens. That puts them above.
Our nuclear programs have been turned off and turned on by aliens.
Both in Russia and the United States. Maelstrom Air Force Base in the United States and Russia during Glasnost and Perestroika in the early 90s. Since the beginning of the atomic program, the influx of observation by UFOs has increased. Obviously, we have very powerful weapons that can destroy the Earth. Maybe the Earth is precious. Maybe that's why they show us they can turn on or off as a display of power our nuclear weapons so that we don't fuck up and light the match.
That really checks out with me because there's nothing hostile about alien activity, because if they wanted to kick our ass, they would, and we have no way to defend. Even the government seems to acknowledge that. The idea of Earth being precious and them wanting to preserve the Earth would seem the most likely.
Yeah, man, I agree with Steve-O here, you guys. If aliens wanted to attack us, they would have already done it. But could you guys imagine if all of a sudden the aliens just pulled up and was like, take us to your leader, and we all just agreed to take them to Steve-O? Now that would be hilarious. Imagine Steve-O's reaction.
So let me ask you this. There's families of victims here today. Have you apologized to the victims? Would you like to do so now? Well, they're here. You're on national television. Would you like now to apologize to the victims who have been harmed by your product? Show them the pictures. Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
I'm sorry for everything that you've all been through. No one should have to go through the things that your families have suffered. And this is why we invested so much and are going to continue doing industry-leading efforts to make sure that no one has to go through the types of things that your families have had to suffer.
But yeah, man, as crooked as these Congress members are, what in the hell gives them the right to judge anyone, you know? I mean, in all honesty, I feel like they really just wanted to embarrass the man rather than fix the problem. He was like, stand up right now to tell him you're sorry.
Have you guys seen this video of Lady Gaga walking out of this building where she had an interview? I saw this video for the first time last night and I was terrified. Basically, she's walking out of this building from an interview that she had in here, and just watch it for yourself. So I was reading some of the comments, and a lot of people think that it's MK Ultra vibe, but I'm gonna show you guys a clip from the interview that happened right before this happened.
And as the blood rushed out of my body, how do I explain it?
Like, are we okay? these things in the background. It literally looks like they wrap people in sheets. Like, what? Who decided this decor?
3 words, you guys: performance, symbolism, and art. But at the same time, I don't see how the hell this is either of those. This woman right here has always been cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, if you ask me. But yeah, this is just like the usual behavior from Lady Gaga for the past like 15 years. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything different at this point. I feel like she does all this type of stuff right here just for attention.
In the last 10 minutes, Elon Musk has confirmed that the first ever human being now has the Neuralink implanted in their brain. For those of you that don't remember or don't know what Neuralink is, it is literally a chip that is going to be installed in your brain created by Elon Musk. Now it looks to be this plate right here with these little micro electronics attaching to parts of your brain. And then I don't know if this is like a pacemaker. I don't know what this is, but Elon Musk got this approved by the FDA, and now they just successfully installed this in their first ever human being, basically setting us up to become robots. Now, I went on their website to see if I could even qualify to get the Neuralink in my brain. The first question was, are you currently a legal adult of 18? Yes. Are you a US citizen? Yes. But here's where it gets tricky. I tried to answer no to question 3, and it literally would not let me apply after that. So I just went ahead and say yes and saw what it took me to. But the question 3 is, do you have any of the following conditions? Quadriplegia, paraplegia, visual impairment, blindness, aphasia, or the inability to speak, hearing impairment or deafness, major limb amputation affecting above or below the elbow or knee. So people that don't have any of these things going on cannot even apply to get this. But if you do have any of those conditions that they just listed, are you going to trust Elon Musk to put this chip in your brain?
Yeah, I've been hearing about this for years now. I was starting to wonder when we were going to actually see it come to reality, but here it is today. Even if I ever need it one day, I'm still going to stay far away from it. But what about you guys? Would any of you ever get this microchip?
So, I'm just at the airport, right? And I zoom in. What the fuck? 2 moons in the sky? Huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the most obvious answer would be a lens flare, but I seen a video the other day talking about an asteroid that NASA like just discovered right next to the moon.
Whenever you're in the dream world, that is real life. The astral plane, all of that, that is real life. You have no limitation. You can fly, you can teleport, you can paradigm shift. You could go from one reality to the next reality with no limitations. But when you're in this physical realm, you can't do all of that. Yes, you're still in tune with your soul. You're still connected to your soul, and you still travel dimensions while being in the physical vessel. But you can't do it as freely as if you was in the dream state. But in this society, they want us to think that this is real life and this is all that there is. We all know damn well that that is not true. Just that alone shows that we're souls having a human experience. I know y'all had dreams where you was traveling different places and it felt so real, as if you was in this reality. And you were able to jump from timeline to timeline. Shit, you might see a fucking frog in your dream and that nigga turn to a llama or some shit. Just like that. You can't tell me that's not real life. That essence within our bodies is limitless. So powerful that we could create our own reality by just thinking about something in the dream world. If you ever lucid dream before, you know what I'm talking about. One of the requirements of having these vessels on this planet is getting enough sleep to make sure that your vessel is charged up. But while your vessel is charging up, where's your soul at? The astral, where we all came from. And like I always say, y'all might already know this. I'm just reminding y'all that y'all are more powerful than what you think. So with just that information alone, that should just let you know not to take everything so serious. Just live life and have fun. We're on this realm to explore. Of course, we're here to become better, but stop taking everything so serious. This is like a school. Earth is like a big ass school. You have people here that's here to learn a lesson from a past life, where they didn't get something right. Or you're here to heal people and to guide people as a light worker. Spirituality.
I don't really have dreams anymore, and if I do, they tend to be vivid nightmares for some reason. Like, I believe I'm just cursed at this point. But if any of you out there have some tips on how I can remember my dreams and how I can have better dreams when I do, yo, that would be really helpful.
And here, ladies and gentlemen, we have Usher getting ready for his Super Bowl halftime performance. I mean, what did Cat Williams literally just say about the dresses in his most recent podcast? I mean, I'm not even surprised. We all know what happens during these halftime shows, but just listen to what this photographer said and the body language. I don't know, it just kind of seems off. Watch this.
Good evening, Usher. How you doing tonight? All right, how are you? I'm doing fine. You've been better now you're here. All right, give me a look over here, Usher. Give me that great smile here. Give me that Super Bowl. Give me that Super Bowl smile, Usher. Give me that Super Bowl smile. You got more money on that necklace than I got in my house right here. Let me see, Usher. Give me a look right here.
Usher, Usher, like, how do you say it? Like, I can't get over the way he just butchers these celebrities' names. But yeah, man, what is up with Usher nowadays? Dude looked like he was about to bring out the bagpipes.
They are portals. The moon is empty. You can see on the new moon, you can see a ring. And there's black, and you can see it's a hole. Clearly, it's a hole. You go through it.
The moon is not a piece of rock, but it is a plasma phenomenon, a cosmic plasma. And that this fact will eventually be confirmed. I made certain predictions which were already confirmed in 1958. If the moon is a plasma, no man will ever land on it. The soft landing attempts will all fail.
But the Americans and Russians are thinking of landing men on it.
Oh, well, that will never happen. Will never happen.
Oh, you're telling me there's no moon there?
There is. There is.
It's not a solid object. Is that what? Is that? I mean,
not solid as we know solid. It's a more attenuated transcendental material. Atoms can act differently when they're in a different dimension. It's transcendental. What you are seeing there is the dance of the gods, the moon, the sun. These are gods. They are gods. They are archangels. The Jews, they'll tell you in Kabbalah, they'll tell you the moon is Raphael, Mercury is Gabriel, etc. The sun is Michael.
The theory of the moon being a big plasma ball, I don't really know about that.
Mark my words, 2024 will be the death of celebrity worship. Now, I had mentioned in a previous video about us entering the age of Aquarius and what that means for us collectively. Aquarius energy is all about information, and you're going to start seeing a lot of truths get exposed. A lot of darkness is coming to the light. In my previous video, when I was talking about the allegations with Diddy coming out and how it's not going to stop there with him and how there's going to be way more to come, look at what we're dealing with now. What did I say? Now, a whole lot of other names are about to be exposed in connection to Diddy. Epstein's list is about to be revealed, in like a week or two. This is very real, y'all. I really need everyone to release themselves of the shackles of celebrity worship. These are not good people, and their karma is coming to them because Aquarius energy is Saturn. Saturn is about karma. Hello. So honestly, you should really start emotionally detaching yourselves from a lot of your beloved faves because they're not good people. They are not who they have portrayed to be to the rest of the world. And everything is coming to light now. Also, remember that these people do not care about us, okay? Remember that you guys are the ones in control.
Fans for so long have made celebrities feel like they're kings and queens. Like they really look at us like we're peasants. News flash for you, celebrities, you're not kings and queens. It's about time we knock these celebrities back down to earth.
We live in the past and we live in the future. Nobody fucking lives in this moment right now. Because in the past, you sit there and dwell on the shit you said yesterday. Why did I do that? Why didn't they react better to that? I said hi to that person. They didn't say hi back. What the fuck is wrong? What did I do? And shit like that. And then we live in the future because we're so terrified of what's to come. We fret over what's to fucking come. Because we live in those two places, that means we abandon the here and now. And this is the only fucking place to be. We got no control over the fucking past. Man, the past is the past and it happened. And it's fiction at this point because it's behind us. We have zero control over the fucking future. We have no changeability over either of these things. Nobody knows what's going to fucking happen next. The only thing we have right now, and this is going to sound pithy as fuck, but I got this, when you're in the mental hospital, they give you all these little sayings and shit. We have the present, and that's why it's called the present, because it's a fucking gift. You don't know that you get tomorrow. No day is promised, man. In a world where we have no control of that direction and that direction, that way is depression and this way is anxiety, all you have is right now. And right now, we're sitting here having a fucking conversation, man. We don't know what happens tomorrow, and we do know what happened in the past, but we can't change that. This is beauty. There's truth right here. What the fuck is wrong with this? Nothing, but everyone spends their time up there and back there. If we can impart anything to anybody listening, be here, be now, man. Nothing's wrong in this fucking moment. Nothing.
Do they give out Pulitzers for podcast guests?
Yeah, really cool to see Kevin Smith speaking some words of wisdom. And you know, honestly, I feel like we all already know this, but it's good to have a reminder every once in a while. But yeah, be in the present, you guys. Try not to think so hard about the past, and definitely don't think so hard about the future, because we can't do anything about that besides like be right here in the present and control what we're doing today. Just go one day at a time. You know, that's what I try to do. I try to just think like today is a new day. Tomorrow's going to be a whole nother one.
Well, the robots have arrived, at least in Pasadena, California. That's where the world's first ever fully autonomous AI-powered restaurant has opened, complete with burger flipping bots. We sent CBS's Joy Benedict on a taste test.
Flippy the chef makes Spud spectacular. This automated grill gives the meat its sizzle as this restaurant goes robotic.
For this burger, it would take about 120 seconds.
Cali Express by Flippy is the world's first AI-powered eatery. There's new technology outside the kitchen, too. A cheeseburger. Order kiosks use facial recognition to remember you, your favorite food, and how you like to pay. Then watch the robots work. No humans required.
We can't get enough people to come out to work on fryers and grills. They're dangerous jobs. And this automation helps solve a lot of those issues.
62% of restaurants report being understaffed. Industry experts say most of those unfilled jobs could be done by robots. And in California, where the minimum wage for most fast food workers will soon be $20 an hour, fewer workers equals cost savings. Dan Ives is with Wedbush Securities, a wealth management firm.
Once the minimum wage went to 20, that's the bell going off. More and more focus on spending on AI. Because look, that's inflationary. That's the problem. You can't necessarily pass all that to the consumer.
Flippy can cook 250 pounds of French fries an hour. The burger bot, 100 patties.
These restaurants are very, very busy at peak times, and every second that gets added to somebody waiting in the drive-thru is a lost revenue opportunity for that restaurant.
Is it costing people their jobs?
That's not what we've seen. It's really here to help people.
How can you sit there and say it's not going to take away jobs? That was kind of a stupid statement from that guy. But yeah, the sad truth is this will take a lot of jobs. And they've been talking about it for years, so it's just wild to see it finally here.
The CIA doesn't want you to know that this island exists. It's called Diego Garcia, and it is located in the Indian Ocean. In 2008, Time magazine published an article about the island of Diego Garcia, stating that it is where the CIA takes all its detainees to torture them. But they also believe that the CIA conducts experiments beneath this island. Have you heard about the Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 that disappeared? In reality, this flight may not have vanished. It landed there, and they abducted the people from the plane and subjected them to torture. The reason we might think this is because there was an IBM employee on the plane who posted a photo 10 days after the plane's disappearance. The photo showed what looked like some sort of experimental room. And if you look at the geographic coordinates of the photo, it matches this island.
Yeah, every time I hear about this plane, it reminds me of that show Manifest. I don't know if any of you guys out there have watched it, but if you haven't, check it out sometime. Pretty good show. But yeah, bro, like imagine if they went into like a time loop or something and all of a sudden come back in like 2078. Like that would be wild.
When they came for our phones, oh, we said nothing. When they came for our free speech, we said nothing. When they came for our coffee, it's like, actually, we're not having that. We're going to rise up against it.
Basically, the coffee that we all drink emits between 15 and 20 tons of CO2 per ton of coffee. So we should all know that this is every time we drink coffee, we are basically putting CO2 into the atmosphere.
They're even coming for your coffee now.
And one of the reasons is because most of the coffee plantation or most of the coffee is produced through monoculture.
Even when they say the word plantation, it gives you an indication of where their morality and their ethos ultimately lies. Who do you think the global elites were during the time of slavery? Who do you think they were? What do you think they said then? What do you think they say when they have to repackage their working model? How do they effortlessly move from a situation of slavery to a situation of dependency? Why would we trust these elites now?
All right, come on now. That's a little ludicrous, man. Talk about taking taking away coffee because it's bad for the environment. How about we talk about these rich people and their private jets? How good is that for the environment?
Weird stuff happened at the Lana Del Rey concert last week.
This was the strangest concert I've ever been to. There was a guy screaming constantly for Lana to kill him. And he kept requesting heart-shaped box.
Going on the road and
The whole vibe was incredibly weird, spooky. But as the night went on, especially the last like 3 songs, her demeanor changed. Lana Del Rey's demeanor changed. And for some reason, my camera kept glitching. On all the photos I was taking. I don't know why this was happening. At the end of the night, she said she had 2 more songs left. She played one of the songs, took a cowboy hat from the audience, and then walked off stage. She walks off stage, the lights come on, the house lights, and then the screen behind the stage says, "The end." And it was over.
I'm really sick of seeing these artists take advantage of these people that pay for their concert tickets. I mean, these people pay hard-earned money to go see you live, and you treat them like they're trash. But yeah, who remembers when the fans all of a sudden collapsed at a Lana Del Rey concert just a few months back? You add that up with this, it's like, what the hell, you know?
The United States government's going after TikTok, Facebook, all the social medias again. And why? Because ByteDance is Chinese communist. Facebook is evil, which, you know, you take it for whatever you want to. They did sell, you know, all kinds of secrets to China. I mean, all of them have. It's social media. And this is crazy. I'm live right now watching this because this is awesome. Every time social media starts, like, you know, because they're trying to make social media, I'm telling you this, they're trying to make social media illegal for anybody underneath the age of 16 in Florida. Parents love this. However, parents also need to, you know, dictate their kids. That's what's going on in this country. Parents want their kids to be raised by the government, so government raises them. However, now, no kids can be on it underneath the age of 16 in Florida. So they're seeing if that should be a sweeping action all the way across the United States. And what they're doing, they're fighting against Facebook. They're fighting against TikTok. TikTok is Chinese communist and Facebook is Chinese communist. I mean, everybody's just Chinese communist. Anyway, I'm live right now. Check it out.
Yeah, it's not even safe to have your kid on Roblox these days. So social media websites and stuff like that, probably not the best idea for like a 14-year-old. I agree.
This is Roger Ebert, and you may not know him, but he's arguably the most famous film critic of all time. And even if you don't know him, you might be interested in his last words, where he seemed to have some sort of revelation about the nature of reality. Roger grew up Catholic but abandoned those beliefs somewhere along the line. He famously said that no one should be able to be president that believes in either creationism or New Age beliefs. And he dismissed most supernatural things as silly. He wrote, "I'm not a believer, not an atheist, not an agnostic. I am still awake at night asking how. I'm more content with the question than I would be with the answer." But later in his life, Roger had a lot of health complications, and he had cancer in his jaws. You can see right here he had to get surgery to have part of it removed. He went through a couple periods of remission and re-diagnosis, and eventually he was just losing his battle to cancer. This is Roger and his wife Chaz, and she did an interview with Esquire magazine in 2013 where she talked about the circumstances of his passing. She says that in the week before his passing, she would visit him, and Roger would talk about having visited a different place. She initially thought he was hallucinating or had been given too much medication, but the day before he passed away, he gave her a note. And the note read, "This is all an elaborate hoax." And she asked him, "What's the hoax?" And she says that he was talking about this world, that this world was the illusion. She says, "I thought he was just confused, but he was not confused. He wasn't visiting heaven, not the way that we think of heaven. He described it as a vastness that you can't even imagine. It was a place where the past, present, and future were happening all at once. One of the most interesting things to me is just how different people's experiences are with like NDEs, near-death experiences, and how sometimes it seems to correspond to the person's belief system while they were alive. For instance, some people that are Christian or Catholic might see this bright white light and their loved ones greeting them, but we've had so many stories on this podcast about people experiencing totally different things, and we have a really crazy one coming up, so stay tuned. But Roger, who had sort of had a hard time believing in God in the traditional sense, but was really interested in just sort of the questions of the universe. He had this experience where he felt like he was in a place where time didn't exist. And that just seems to correlate pretty well to his belief system. Do with that what you will, but maybe our brain is just answering the questions that we've been asking our whole lives in the way that we want them to be answered. And I don't know if that's comforting or really not comforting, because like, what if you don't believe in anything?
Yeah, well, we all have bills that have to be paid, and they damn sure are not about to pay themselves. So, unfortunately, it looks like we're all stuck still going to work tomorrow. All right, my good people, that's going to be a wrap for this one. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let's see how fast we could run it up and get that 5K. You know, you guys, my birthday is February 16th, so right around the corner. Who knows? Maybe by my birthday, we can hit that 5K mark. But hey, the way you guys are holding it down, I got so much faith. It's going to be right there in no time. All right, you guys, that's all I got for right now. But make sure to not be a stranger and let me know all your thoughts about this one down there in that comment section.